I think that was the best part. It was so we had a falling out many years ago over the List of Money Matters podcast. So and then we reconnected, and we're both of us had evolved as human beings, and we're more self-aware, and anything that was ever like kind of an issue, we would work it out over Skype or whatever, because we just were aware of each other. And that was the best part of the exit, which was he knew it before I did. He knew. I told him I had felt bad about not, like for 8 days I was working on the house and not really like, I just did not want to click the intercom button. I didn't want to go into intercom. I told him about it, and he was like, I'm happy to buy you out if you want to get out of this. I completely understand. And I had not been thinking of that, but I was like, I was like, you know what? Let me think about that. I talked to Steph. I talked to my parents. I just talked to like myself, in the mirror, and just was like, am I going to feel better, or am I going to feel FOMO? Like, do I have FOMO? Is that something that like I've had in the past? That like, am I jealous of other people? Like of projects that I've left before? And it was like this wrestling, like, you know, am I going to feel relief, or am I going to feel regret? And I had to make a gamble on what feeling I was going to have, and maybe not even a gamble. I had to like choose which one I decided I was going to do, and I chose relief. And I am, like it was so amicable. It was like an amicable, like, okay, and he was like, I get it, man. I get it. He's like, I know you, probably better than I even know myself, because he sees it from a different perspective. And so it was just like, yeah, this is not for you. I get it. Like, we're still friends. Like, this is not and I was like, well, am I going to, yeah. And so I chose relief, because it's like, I never have to go into intercom again. And that is the greatest feeling ever, and I use Lasso on all my sites. So it's not something I'm like actively not going to promote anymore. It's not, I don't have any like, interest in the company. I have no, I'm completely out of it. It's completely Andrew's. I'm still an affiliate, but that's about it. Just like, just like you and anybody else. So, and I use the software, and I love the software. I mean, I built it, I helped build it. So, I have no hard feelings. He has no hard feelings.
That's
And
good.
it's a relief not to like have to worry about it anymore and feel like obligated to work on it, which is great. I can focus on other things, like the things I already have, nothing crazy.
And this actually fits in pretty good. So you were able to, walk away from some projects that you didn't want to work
Yeah.
on. You were also able to downscale some other things. And in the post, the lifestyle business manifesto, you mentioned retiring in 3 years. So you're
Yeah.
37 now. You were like,
Uh-huh.
hey, I'm going to do it when I'm 40. So yeah, can you take us through that? I mean, basically, a lot of us follow like the 4% rule, and you're financially
Yeah.
independent, and you have the option to, quote, retire, but really it just means you don't have to do things for money actively. Like you're okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
tell us about that. You got 3 years. What's the thought process behind it all?
Basically just hoarding money. Just like any money that we make from the business. Like, I have 3 years to really like, make as much as I can. And but after 3 years, I'm not gonna try as hard anymore, and I'm just gonna do what I want to. I mean, I kind of am there now, in a way, but I want to have enough money put away where I could coast out the rest of my existence and I don't and it doesn't need to. I'm not talking about like a lavish, lifestyle or anything, but like I just want to be able to like not work for an entire year. And when I say that, I'm like, I'll just brew beer and ship it to like my friends for an entire year, and that's my job. Or like I'm gonna go make a documentary that has nothing to do with anything, and or go make an album for my own fun. Like I could do all those things now, and I plan to, but I just right now I feel like if I'm not working on the company, it's just gonna it'll do this, and it'll start to slowly do that the longer I don't actively do anything. I want to keep it going like this, perhaps going up, and then at 40 I want to just let it sort of coast out, and then just collect whatever is left at the end, have enough money to basically live out my existence. And of course, that probably like I want that ability. I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to do that. but I
Yeah.
just want to feel like I could at 40. Like I can let this all, like I can walk away from some university. I probably won't, but I
Right.
could, you know?
And actually, you're leading me to a question that I wanted to ask, but it actually fits in better here.
Mm,
You sounded very attached to Swim University because you've been working on it for so long. It's your baby. And you're talking about working for 3 more years. And basically, you could sell Swim U. The fact is,
hmm
you have a diverse set of revenue. So it's not just an affiliate revenue. You have your own products and you have a
Yeah.
YouTube channel that's
Yeah.
awesome. And you could sell it for a much higher multiple than the standard that's out there.
Yeah.
So why not
I
sell
won't.
it, get those
No,
3 years of revenue, and then you got
no.
your problem solved? Like I don't what why wouldn't you not do that?
Legacy.
Go on.
That's it. I look at Roasty as something, as a website that I built and sold, and they took that site and made it just just a juggernaut in traffic. Like it just exploded. And I'm still in touch with the guy who I sold it to, and I was like, how that, like I am not jealous at all because I wasn't willing to do the work that he did to make it that, that great. How did you do it? He goes, and he said to me straight up, like, you did most of the work. Like the foundation was great, and all I did was like what everyone does, and it just straight up like rocket shipped. It is not the same site anymore. It is not the site that I set out to build in the coffee industry. It is not what I wanted. It's a different thing. I have the Swim University I am very proud of. It's a very clean, it's a very like good site. I am well respected in the industry. I feel like kind of, and starting to get even more respect when people figure out that it's just one guy. I want that to remain. I want Swim University to be a resource that if somebody like, I'm afraid that someone's going to buy it and they're just going to like, you know, fill it with ads and fill it with like, junky, clunky, just promoting products that suck and and then just making ugly images and just making it look junkier because that's what happens, like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not going to be another, creative person buying it. It's going to be another business owner who's adding to his portfolio or her portfolio, whatever. I worry about that. I don't want that for Swim University. I don't, and probably for Brew Cabin as well, only because I'm so they're so close to me. Coffee was never something as a passion. I've never been that passionate about it. I do love coffee. I do drink coffee, and I do like making great coffee, and I do spend money on coffee, but it is not something I'm like deeply passionate in or is tied to me as a, like, no one goes like, oh, Matt, he just loves this. He's such a coffee guy. He loves his coffee. All he fucking talks about is coffee, coffee, coffee. I'm not. It's just it's just something I like. It's like, if I like tuna fish, but I'm not going to start a website on tuna fish recipes. Like, I'm just, so it was something that like, and it was an experiment when I first started it in like, can I take everything I've learned about Swim University over the last 10, 15 years and apply it to a completely different industry and build something quicker? And I was able to do that. I proved it to myself. I proved it to the people who were following me at Money Lab, and I sold it. And people were upset at me for selling it because they're like, I would have bought it. Like, I would have made it great, and I would have done this, and what, you sold it, and some other guy made a ton of money off of it. I'm like, great. That's because it was the thing I wasn't willing to do. It wasn't why I started it. So yeah, I don't have any regrets over selling that. I needed the money at the time because I was in a lot of debt from mistakes that I had made in my business, and I wasn't in love with the site anymore. And it's like, it's very easy to walk away from something that, like, I'm not going to work on it, but if somebody wants to work on it, I'm sure they're going to do well with it. And of course, like, just
Mhm.
unbelievably well with it.
Very good.
Yeah.
And with Swim U, you just have like a deeper connection, and you don't want to see it
Yeah.
trampled upon.
It feels very like a part of me. Yeah. My face is on like every thumbnail, my face is all over that site. It is yeah. And it's just something I've been doing since I was 13 years old. So it's just like, it feels very personal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be with me forever. It will never be sold.
That's kind of cool because I
Yeah.
don't feel that connection with my stuff. And a couple weeks ago, someone asked me like, "Oh, would you sell Niche Site Project?" Which I'm all over that and the channel.
Yeah.
And I mean, my branding is all mixed up, but I'm like, maybe I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I have a price. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure someone could find it.
Yeah, it's same with Money Lab. Like I don't think anybody would want to buy it because it's basically Giovanisci.com. It's
Yeah,
it's it's just it's a me site. But if somebody wanted to buy it, I'd be like, no. That's insane. Like what are you gonna like you're the one in charge of my rap album? Like absolutely not. But Brew Cabin right as it stands right now, I could sell it and I would be okay with it because it doesn't feel mine. Like none of the content feels mine. But over the next, as I start working on it more and more, I plan on incorporating myself and my taste and my belief system into the site and making it more about me as a brewer and my philosophies. Then I'm going to make that site become my thing. And so those three sites are going to be very much tied to me and they're not going to be for sale.